children. Today I'm gonna review about euthanasia. My opponent have 3 points to support it. The first one is animals are better treated when it comes to ending their suffering. Euthanasia would release people from pain, and legalizing it will also remove legal blame from those helping end the suffering. And my first point to review it is animals should not be euthanasia. According to a status that were provided by Animal Human Association, which is the national voice for the protection of children and animals, stated numbers of animals enter the show for euthanasia has increased since 1997 when euthanasia were allowed in the show, because they know they can't, when they don't want the animal, they can just put it in the show. In this way, they won't learn to be responsible of the animals, and they won't take care of them when they are sick, because they know they can just put them in a shower and someone will take care of them, of the animal. And my second point is euthanasia should not be used to end people's pain, because people have right to. Okay, never mind. And it's illegal 47 out of 50 states of the United States because government wants to protect people from abuse and unreasonable doctor. My first point is prevent family member influencing the patient's decision into euthanasia for personal gain, such as wealth inheritance. I got an example for daily news. It says a son wants influence his father to euthanasia because he's gonna inherit money from his father. So, and my second point is euthanasia will stop researchers and doctors from developing new ways to treat sickness, because it will be faster and cheaper to just end patient's life. And there's a big, if euthanasia is legalized, there will be a big possibility that it will be mishandled, which will make patients suffer much more. And my third point for to review is legalizing it will not prevent people from getting into legal consequences. Mishandle of euthanasia could actually lead a person to entitled murder even if euthanasia is legalized. And my first point is prevent people from using euthanasia to abuse people, others, from prevent doctors from using euthanasia to abuse patients. And my second point is some people who know how to go around the laws may use euthanasia for illegal activities such as murder. And if euthanasia is legalized, some hospital may use for its own benefits, such as saving supplies for other uses. And in conclusion, today I have reviewed legalizing euthanasia. I think it shouldn't be legalized because people won't learn to take care of their animal because they can, because they know there's euthanasia. And second, it's euthanasia will not end people's pain; it will actually get them suffer more. And third, is finally, euthanasia will not prevent people from getting into legal consequences. Thank you.
Well, you kind of ID the topic, but not the claim. You do label what the secondary points are. On the first point, I think you're missing the reason that the advocate is using an animal comparison. It's not really about whether or not animals are being euthanized. It's really it's almost a value argument that suggests that people are not given the same rights that animals have, and you are really talking about whether or not we need to euthanize animals or whether we're euthanizing too many animals. I can see a connection here if you were to apply this same standard to your later arguments. In essence, the argument ought to be something like the equivocation of humans to animals is problematic with their claim because that's exactly what will happen if euthanasia is available. We'll stop worrying about how to take care of somebody who's sick and we'll just put them down like we do an animal. We'll stop worrying about the worth of that person and just send them to the shelter to be taken care of. We'll stop worrying about what we can do to help that person because it costs us too much to deal with those issues. I think that's the way you want to make that comparison. You kind of get bogged down in this argument about whether or not animals ought to be euthanized, and about the shelters, and I think that takes you off the point quite a bit. On the second point, I thought it was a little bit confusing when you were making some of these arguments about motivation. You do have a hypothetical example here, but the phrasing and the transition was problematic. The counterclaim about a harm occurring because now people won't be doing research on illnesses anymore. I think that's a good argument, except that you don't develop it and you don't have any proof on that particular point. And then on the last point, abuse of patients by doctors and hospitals, well, this is basically the same argument again, only now we've got a different group who are doing this kind of abuse. And again, it's all very hypothetical in nature. None of this addresses the evidence that the advocate presented on those particular points. I will, of course, point out, as you probably noticed, not being a native speaker of English, your pronunciation of euthanasia is a little bit different. And so once we got used to it, it was relatively easy to follow. But that would, since it's the main term, you might want to spend a little bit more time working on that. All right, thank you.